Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Gooner Gathering. I am Goonerly Meats, and I'm here, first of all, to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a really, really nice Christmas break. What I thought I'd do on tonight's pre-recorded stream is just to give my thoughts and perhaps maybe some player ratings on the from the game from yesterday, from Liverpool versus Arsenal. Let's see if I can. What I would do, I'll put up the team lineup as soon as I find it. There it is. Thank you, Posh Bertie, for putting that in the back end. So Raya in goal, Ben White at right back, Gabriel and Saliba as your centre half, Zinchenko at left back, Declan Rice in the midfield holding, with Havertz and Odegaard in the more attacking roles. Saka and Martinelli are your wide men, with Gabriel Jesus up front. So, let me take that away. Thank you very much. So, I'll get into it, shall we? First and foremost, I thought it was a heck of a game. One of them very, very much one way than the other kind of games. I thought Arsenal started extremely quickly, very, very bright, scoring on the set play, of course, with Odegaard's free kick and Gabriel Magalhaes with the header to make it 1-0 within 4 minutes. Of course, the equaliser with Mo Salah beating Zinchenko all ends up and beating Raya on the near post for the equaliser for 1-1. That was the end of the scoring, but I'll get into it in terms of the player ratings. Okay, I'll start, of course, with the goalkeeper Raya. Now, Raya is a goalkeeper, a man that very much has divided opinion, certainly here on the channel on Gooner Gathering, and perhaps on a wider basis. What I will say for Raya's performance yesterday, I thought he was very comfortable. I thought he did very, very well. Extremely brave in collecting crosses. I thought he was very confident in his distribution. I don't really have any faults to put on him in terms of the goal. The reason why is that when Mo Salah beat Zinchenko, who's in our left back position, of course, beat him all ends up. Mo was well inside our penalty area with the shot that he had. I don't think Raya had a chance at all of saving that one. Let's go over to the right back, Ben White. It was interesting for me. Listen, so I've watched some of the game back. Obviously, I wasn't at the start of the broadcast live yesterday. Quite honestly, I was in the middle of a power nap, quite honestly, because I had such a busy day in my day job. So I've just had a little bit of a watch back at it this afternoon. Posh Bertie said that Ben White looked a little bit nervous. And do you know what? Looking back at the commentary that Bertie gave and the match performance itself, I kind of get what he meant. Ben, of course, has been eased back a little bit with an injury. So look, I've just realised I forgot to give Raya a player rating. Let's give Raya an 8 to start off with. So that's David Raya at 8 out of 10. To go to Ben White, as I was saying, I kind of got where Poch Bertie was coming from. He didn't look the most confident. I won't say he did anything particularly wrong during the match. He just was there doing his job at right back, doing nothing spectacular. I can't say he made any particular errors. So with that being said, I'll give him a solid 6 out of 10. Let's go with Gabriel Magalhaes, shall we? What a start of the match he had. Um, I always felt for this matchup, and Arsenal as a whole this season have been very, very strong on set plays, and wasn't particularly a surprise to me that we went ahead with the free kick. Martin Odegaard playing that free kick in, and Gabriel getting his head to it to score the goal. In terms of a defensive performance, yeah, I thought he did pretty good. As a whole, it's a performance. I think I'll give him a solid 8 out of 10. William Saliba next to him. Sky Sports gave him the live Man of the Match award, and I can understand why. The thing with Saliba, he might not necessarily get the plaudits he deserves. I think he's sometimes, well, maybe to the pair of them, to be honest. But Saliba was very good on the ball. Defensively, did pretty good. And, again, no real concerns, no real worries in terms of his defensive performance. So we'll give Saliba maybe a 9 out of 10. Really, really good performance from him. Right. Let's go to Zinchenko at left back, shall we? And this is the one that on the channel we are always talking about Zinchenko's performance, his capabilities as a defender. In fact, myself and my brother Nick, who was in the chat doing the preview, we both had concerns, and we both would have played Kivior at left back. I might have played Zinchenko further forward in almost the Xhaka midfield place, if you like. And I think Zinchenko himself would have said to you all, him against Mo Salah, certainly for pace and everything, probably wouldn't have a chance at all. He got beat and all ends up for Mo's goal, and throughout the game he might have won one duel perhaps, but he didn't really inspire me with confidence when he goes forward. Let me be absolutely clear that I think Zinchenko is a very good footballer. When he has the ball at his feet and he has a little bit of time, he can pick a pass. He's got a great deal of technique. As a defender, not great as far as I'm concerned. But whether it's stubbornness, whether it's, I don't know, favouritism, I don't know what it is. Arteta keeps picking him in that left back position. And Bertie made a great point pre-match yesterday. The loss of Tomiyasu, who seems like he's out for a little while. Defensively, I don't think his being out of the team, it can't be underestimated too much just how much of an impact that may have made, potentially as a long-term thing as well. Because, of course, defensively, I actually feel very, very comfortable in Tomiyasu's hands when he's playing left back. We've seen him play there against Mo before, and he's done very, very well there. So, great analysis, I think, from Bertie on that front. For Zinchenko's rating over the match, I'm not sure I can give him any more than a 5. I never really felt comfortable with him against Salah at all, I'm afraid. So, unfortunately, gets quite a low rating here. Let's move on to Declan Rice, shall we? And Declan Rice, every time I see that man, I think he gets better and better. his influence on the team is growing all the way through, even from the kickoff or just prior to kickoff in this matchup, is leading that huddle like a captain would do. Again, great spot, Posh Bertie. Perhaps Rice is the unspoken captain without the armband, if you like. Ødegaard, of course, I'll get onto him in a minute. With the armband, he can have his moments. Of course, he can be influential, but I think the more natural leader is Declan Rice. And defensively, I thought he was phenomenal. I think if it wasn't for his strong performance and his awareness, we may have got caught out maybe more than one occasion. I realise the chance that Trent Alexander had to put them 2 goals to 1 up, it might have been somewhat easier for Trent and Liverpool had Declan not spotted the situation and got back to cover. So again, a really strong performance from Declan Rice. Perhaps for me, personally, I might have given him my Arsenal man of the match, and I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Every time I see Declan, fantastic. And you get to realise what a miss he is in the West Ham side, but what an asset he is for us. So moving on. Let's go to Martin Ødegaard, the official Arsenal captain, shall we? He started very well, I thought. Of course, he got the assist for the goal for Gabriel Magalhaes. I thought he had a bit of an up and down kind of match. And for me, some of his general play was pretty good, but sometimes he got out-muscled in midfield battles. He's not the most physical of players, perhaps, but he had a part to play in the match. So I'm going to give Martin Ødegaard a 7 out of 10. Let's go over to Kai Havertz, a man, of course, another one that divides opinion on the channel. Fair play to Bertie, calling him his name rather than his number during this matchup. I thought Havertz had a pretty decent game again. I thought he obviously won the free kick, I think, that we scored with. Perhaps slightly less of a goal threat in this match than in previous matches. And, of course, picked up a yellow card, which means he's suspended for the West Ham game on Boxing Day. Kai Havertz, I'm going to give you a 7 out of 10. I want to go to Bukayo Saka. What do you make of Saka's new haircut, by the way? Alex Song number 2. What do you think? Wasn't perhaps the strongest of showings from Bukayo. Had his moments, and it's funny. We always look at Saka as our star man, as our star boy, if you like. But maybe some of the set plays were pretty good. I don't think it was his strongest performance outfield, as perhaps we might have expected. Maybe I'll give Saka a 6, perhaps, out of 10. I'm going to move over to Martinelli. And I might be slightly controversial here, everybody. Maybe not the positive Gooner gathering, Goonerly Meads that you may or may not normally expect from me on this channel. Gabby, my man. I don't think you were great at Anfield, I'm afraid. It frustrates me, right? It really frustrates me because I think Gabriel Martinelli has so much ability and potential. I don't think he showed it in this matchup. I think sometimes he received the ball. I think he got himself in dangerous positions. I don't think he made the most of his possession. That's the main problem. There wasn't any end product of him, and for that reason, perhaps I might give Martinelli perhaps a 5 out of 10, just for future reference. I'm looking perhaps. I don't know if Martinelli's burned out or whatever it is. I think there's been a few occasions where his performance has been a little bit subpar. I might be considering playing Havertz in the left-sided forward position instead of Martinelli. Tell me what you think about that in the comments below, if you will, please. Be very interesting to hear someone's different opinion to myself. Let's go to Gabriel Jesus, who is playing as our number 9. Not really a great deal to report off him. Led the line fairly well, but then was there any real chances for him? Maybe not necessarily. Continued to work very hard until he was forced off. Let's hope, by the way, I know he was substituted for Eddie Nketiah with about 15 or so minutes to spare. Let's hope he's injury-free. That's always a worry with me, with Jesus. How reliable is he off his injuries? Let's give Jesus a 6 out of 10 for his work rate. I can't give him any more than that. I don't really want to give him any less than that, in all fairness. Let's look to Trossard, first of all, as the first substitute. Came on for Martinelli. Thought Trossard did pretty good, actually. Took some of the set plays and out-offered a bit more of a threat, perhaps. So I want to give Trossard perhaps a 7 out of 10. Yeah, pretty good. And let's be fair, let's be real about the whole thing. Trossard has had a couple of games where he's not exactly played the best. I hope he doesn't keep on this role of super subs. Let me get that right, because I think he has more ability than that, right? Sometimes his starting performances haven't been as good as they have as his cameos, in my opinion. Anyway, I actually thought Trossard did pretty good in his cameo performance. I want to finish up with Eddie Nketiah, as I just mentioned, came on for Gabriel Jesus. Right. Look, I play my role on the channel as being Eddie Nketiah's number 1 advocate, and there's something about that kid I really, really like. Might divide opinion amongst the fan base, certainly amongst my colleagues on Gooner Gathering. Okay, and I don't mind that. I quite like the differing of opinion, but I felt Eddie really worked his socks off. I thought wasn't just leading the line as the number 9. I thought his tracking back was phenomenal. He made a couple of really essential tackles to support his midfield players. And I actually thought Nketiah had a very strong performance in the 15 or so minutes as he was on the field. Let's give him a nice 7 out of 10. Good performance from Eddie Nketiah. So there we are. That sums us all up. We didn't we only had the 2 substitutes. I wouldn't expect to see us resurface until the post-match analysis for the West Ham game on Boxing Day. What we do know is, of course, Havertz is going to be out for that one. He is suspended because he picked up his 5th yellow card of the season. What will be very interesting to see who will replace them. Will it be Trossard, perhaps? That's probably the favourite for me. The other candidates, of course, CSR is fit and available. Would he go for Jorginho? We'll see what happens. So basically, that's it from me this evening, everybody. So bang the table. I didn't mean to do that. I'm very sorry. I'm 20 minutes into the video and I'm not going to stop it now. So at this point, I want to say thank you to every single one of you who have supported Gooner Gathering during the year. I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Hope you have a really good holiday. Make sure you're hitting that like button when you see this video. If you're not already subscribed to us on Gooner Gathering, please make sure you do so, whether it be here on the YouTube channel, which is our main channel, or on the Twitch channel. Give us a follow, or wherever else you see us. Just want it to be known that we appreciate your support very, very much here on the channel. Hope you have a lovely Christmas, and we shall resurface at the end of the West Ham game on Boxing Day. So until then, everybody, take care of yourselves. Have a lovely Christmas.